Hello everyone, this is the 6th Dungeon Crawler Carl book, The Eye of the Bedlam Bride by Matt Dinniman. Now, I have a little theory that concerns authors and editors, concerning when the author gets huge. Sanderson, Stephen King, right? That they can just type anything. And an editor's like, no, just publish it, just go. I'm not going to touch it. Why? Because if you change a single word, they'll just get a new editor. And the books get chunky. So here we have all the books up till now. You notice something? There's one, two, oh, a little bigger, a little bigger, a little bigger. And then we get to this 800-page chunker, and they can turn into bloated messes where you're like page after page. Why did I read this? There's nothing here I need. There's nothing here. It's just typewriter vomit. I am happy to say this is not one of those. This is over 800 pages, and it's awesome. It's a page turning awesome. Took me a while to read it because I got to work so much, but still, I still will call it a page turner. I put aside the extra time and attacked it and got it done. Good book, good book, good book. I have a couple of things though. Page 290, Carl and Donut are having a little banter, and they start talking about Wonder Woman, and he states, Wonder Woman can't fly. Now, this whole series loaded with pop culture references and so forth. To my knowledge, from when I started reading Wonder Woman comics in the mid-'80s or so, Wonder Woman's been able to fly. So I don't know where that comes from. Was he just arguing with her? Does the character Carl not know? Matt Dinniman has to know. He makes so many references, I think he would know what he's talking about. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but rest assured, Wonder Woman can fly. She's been flying for decades. I have I don't know if this is a gripe, but let me do this. Page 643. At Donut's trap skill level of 3, she could only program it to hit fellow crawlers, but she'd be able to set it so it was only crawlers not in her party. That meant I couldn't trigger it, but because her trap skill was so low, if I or anybody else, mobs or NPCs, did touch the trigger plate, it would immediately misfire. Okay? I didn't like Donut being separated from me, and this was the fastest option to get her back to me in a pinch. The second option was to throw Samantha and have her bite down, but until I perfected my aim, that was also risky. Using the loop. So there's just passages where it's like watching a Star Trek The Next Generation episode, and you get technobabble, where you hear them go blah, 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 transinducer, blah, 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 time loop, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, make it so, and we're sitting around going, okay, so I guess when they push the button, the thing's gonna happen. Now, I'm not lost, but it comes across as gobbledygook from time to time. So, but whatever, it's fun. It doesn't detract from the book. It's just in there, especially as things get towards the end. And towards the ends of each book, Carl has to do technobabble and some kind of game exploiting thing in order to hopefully win the day. But again, doesn't detract from the quality of the reading. I just love it. A lot in here concerns out. I've only played kind of one trading card game, and that was some Pokemon with a young nephew, and we played a real basic version of it. I had to do all the math, and he'd win most of the time. But there was I never got Magic the Gathering. I was going to play this one called Netrunner, but I was a little shy on cash at the time, so I never got into it, and it's canceled now. There's one called Shadowverse. I really like their artwork in it, and that's an online one only. So this is all about trading card battles. You go fight a monster, defeat that monster, and take it into your fold. It becomes a card, and you get to display it on the battlefield. That's the heart of the battle system at work inside this book. Good grief. So Uzi Jesus just rules. He's fun. And that's one of their cards they get. These are very powerful monsters they got in their repertoire. And then there's, She Maria. This is a giant spider woman. I guess we have to thank Tolkien for making giant spiders in fantasy this thing. I'm not saying I'm afraid of spiders. I just hate them massively. I do not like spiders. I kill it instantly, on sight. I don't care what they do for the food chain or our immune systems. All spiders must die. So here we have this car-sized spider woman with a human head on a spider's body. And she is not just immensely powerful. She is, I don't know, like Joker, Batman Joker level conniving. And she is dangerous. And she is one of their play cards. And we're not through with her yet. Her introduction is amazing. And then, that's the feeling you get after you then realize what she is and what she can do. She's a great character. Samantha doing her thing. I was almost afraid Samantha was getting pushed to the side a little bit here and there, I think, in the last book. But no, she's paramount and in front. Stay tuned for how to give this away without giving it away. Carl and Samantha dating. Donut, her arc is mainly that because she's ahead of her party, she's going to be the one to use the cards, and she has a whole nice arc of progression that I actually liked about everything. There's no really weak points other than the technobabble stuff sometimes that I can name off in the book. We get more and more of the meta stuff that's going on outside the dungeon. There is a war that is financial, that is it's physical. It's like Game of Thrones on steroids between these beings out trying to control the game and what they get out of it and the money flowing and trying to cheat and cheat and cheat. The dungeon is controlled by AI, and we get more information. We get some real nice history of what's been going on in the galaxy and the artificial intelligences and the fact that they have a mind of their own. They are actual sentient beings, and they take over. They don't do what they're told, and they just have to be dealt with. Some of these storylines being set up in early books aren't brought to fruition here, but they're getting closer and closer. As for example, there's this whole royal family thing with Donut, and players are going to have to start killing players more often to get through. Deals can be made. Maybe they can get out early and just serve the powers that be. We get a big history about Mordecai and Odette, who are essentially running the team here. It's all tying together nicely, all these plot threads woven together, all the items that they've picked up previously. Oh, I've got that one thing now come up in this book as well. It just put together, I guess you could call it really good plotting, and it is character driven, and it's a well-built world. Everything you want in a book sitting there. I think this is my favorite one. This 800-pound brick might be my favorite one of the series so far. Book 7 comes out next month. I thought it was out already. I've been talking about, I'm going to go to the store and get it. Yeah, it's not out. It's out next month in September. I ran into people online here and there talking about, well, I'm going to read book 7 now. So some people, maybe they have some arcs and they're going to town already. I shall avoid them like the plague. Taking a where'd it go? Let me compare. So here's the chunker I just got done with. Here's what's next. So this is gonna go a little faster and easier. So I happened upon this watching Roy Reads Anything. Him and his wife are just the most charming people to watch talk about books, so I can't recommend their channel enough. This was last year. I was binge reading Dresden, and so this detective mystery magic thing came up, and he mentioned it on his channel. And this is the dangers of mood reading. I was like, blam, I'm gonna get that and read it. But once I got done with Dresden, I needed a change, and so I didn't attack this immediately, even though I bought it immediately. So this has been sitting here for about a year now. Now I'm going to read this sucker. So this is by John Lidwin Grant, The Strange Encounters of Justin Margrave and Unkindness of Shadows. That cover, I love that cover. You can get me to buy a book with a good cover. Justin Margrave is, according to Priya Sharma, the finest traveling companion that you could hope for when venturing into the dark world of art and the arcane. An erudite and cultured art critic based in London in the mid-1970s, he is not an occult investigator per se, but a queer man of curiosities with an unusually open mind and a talent for solving dire situations. An Unkindness of Shadows, a substantial contribution to the literature of the uncanny, delectably written, often disturbing, sometimes chilling, but also poignant, ultimately very moving. The field is richer for it, and its author highly recommended. So that is what is in store for next week. The next couple of books I'm going to read are going to be kind of small. So nice break from the bricks of Dungeon Crawler Carl. That is it. Thank you very much. Great book. Hopefully great book. See you next week. Thank you.